So give me an example where you really care what people think.
Yeah. So I care what people think about my kids.
Yeah. Like who is that person that you notice?
I care what they think about my kids. Kids at school. I worry a lot about like our neighbors and friends. What they would think. Because my daughter's very out there and she just puts things publicly on Facebook and things, and I really worry about, I want to tell her to censor herself.
Mm-hmm. So you think that because she's expressing herself the way that she is, that people will say...
She wasn't raised right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I failed her some way.
So how does that sound, Debbie, if you just hold that? I'm seeing you looking at something she posted on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Would that be?
Mm-hmm.
And feeling like, what does the body do when you see that post?
Yeah, it tightens right away. Oh, and then I'm like, oh, God. Jeez, there she goes.
And in that moment, you think of who's going to say she wasn't raised right?
I mean, there's one particular lady, but she could represent many.
Yes. But. So this lady in particular, this neighbor, that's the person you have in your mind's eye when you're sitting looking at Facebook at the post that your daughter made. So they're going to say your daughter wasn't raised right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
They're going to say your daughter wasn't raised right. Can you absolutely know that's true?
No.
And what happens to you, Debbie, when you're looking at that post and you're believing you're going to think she wasn't raised right?
I want to go straight to Julia and tell her to either take it down. Because I'm mad at her. I'm mad at Julia. I'm blaming her. And I want to change her. I want to fix her. Or at least tell her, and I get my mom's strict, naggy voice, you should be thinking about who's reading it. And if you're going to have it on there, if you feel so compelled to post it, then you shouldn't at least have people like my friends as your friends. Like, can you think about that? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so images of your mom commenting.
And I feel kind of nauseous in my stomach. And all through my stomach and chest is constricted. There's a knot. Yeah, there's like a big knot inside. Yeah, it's just constricted with fear.
So stay with the fear. Stay there with the fear. How does the fear talk to you? Does it give you...
It sounds like a yelling, screaming voice.
And what does it say?
Watch out. It's like it's screaming at Julia. Stop it, watch out. What are people going to think? That's just a sentence that just comes in my head a lot.
Yeah.
What will people think? Yeah, I'm fearful of what they think of Julia, but really what they're thinking of me.
Yeah. So who would you be without the thought that you didn't raise Julia right in that moment?
Having this feeling of noticing she's a separate person. She's her own person. And without the thought, I don't feel as connected to her reputation, if you will. Like whatever consequences or no consequences that come from her being the way she is out in the world. Without that thought, it's just I feel very... when I say detached, it's not detached. Like I feel very lovingly connected to her, but also like this little umbilical cord that ties us together is not there. She can be her own person. She can be free. And she can anyway, but I'm not struggling against it. I'm not fighting to pull her closer without that thought.
Yeah. And so let's just honor what's still there, the part that's not completely loose, and just listen for that. What is that piece saying?
It's who she is my responsibility.
Mm-hmm. So let's go there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's posting this on Facebook and you just read it.
Mm-hmm.
So who she is, when she posted that, is your responsibility. Is that true?
Yes.
She is your responsibility. Can you absolutely know it's true?
No. No.
And what happens when you're there sitting reading it, that post, and you believe that?
Yeah, images of all the things I could have said, all the conversations I didn't have. I didn't warn her, I didn't talk to her properly, I didn't tell her no dating till she's 16. So all my faults, all the things that I missed, all the ways I could have done it better, come to my mind.
And how are you treating you when you do that?
Like an enemy, like I'm stupid, really give myself a hard time. And this wave of fear, depending on how deep I go there with that, it really comes through. Mm-hmm. At different times it can come up really fast. Like that one, it's like a jolt. But other times, like again, talking this morning with Candace and Lisa, and them talking about certain things that they've had conversations with their daughters about, and I didn't have that one. I didn't have that one. Didn't have that conversation. I didn't do that. And so a lot of fear for my kids' future, a lot of really feeling badly about myself, about how I've sold my kids short like that. Like, meaning I didn't prepare them properly and now it's done. Like there's nothing I can do to undo that. Can't fix it. And worry about like what other conversation I'm not having that I don't even know I should be having. Like I don't feel up to the job. Who's I'd even think I should be a parent? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That kind of stuff.
Welcome to the club, yeah. I would say. And how are you treating Julia?
Well, I right away pushed this all away from me and put it onto her. Give her the responsibility of... I want to fix it. I want to do a crash course in this kind of parenting that I should have done. So I want to make sure I say all the things, like you should be thinking about this, you should be thinking about that. So how I treat her is I don't trust her. I feel very untrusting to her being out in the world without me, with the reins going left, right, whoa, okay, you can go now. Whoa, like that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like she needs those reins attached to her by me to fix and correct, even if they're just little ones. Oh, and so sometimes that little correction would be a look on her, would be a look at her, or a sigh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So would it be fair to say you're treating her like a project?
Very fair. Yeah, absolutely. And, at the end will be get a gold star or not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, check, you did a good job as a parent. And I kind of look at it like that if I fail at this, it'll be something I won't ever forgive myself for. Without the thought, I've like released my hold.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that, but I'm still like standing in the room. Like I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I think the fear of releasing was that I was going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I needed to hang on to keep my role.
Yeah.
So with the releasing, I can still be there, present, like alongside her, rather than, pulling.
Mm-hmm. So find the turnaround. You're responsible for her. Turn it around to yourself.
I'm responsible for me.
Mm-hmm. So in that moment, how can you be responsible for you, but also in that way that you found in question number 4?
Like with the release, is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm noticing, again, that lightheartedness, that ease of, so let me just stay in that moment there. I'm in the computer, I'm looking at the thing, responsible for me. So, responsible for my thoughts and images that are coming to my mind that I make so heavy as I read that.
Mm-hmm.
Making the future looming and, like, in a word, tattooing her with that.
And you.
And me. Yeah, and me. So, what that could look like is I could be responsible and notice that that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm the one causing my own pain there. The people out there that I'm so worried about are thinking is me. All me, thinking all those thoughts. So in a way that feels quite good, because I'm so worried about other people thinking, and really the only person thinking anything is me.
Mm-hmm. In that moment.
Yeah, in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in each given moment, as I'm thinking of all these flashes of any time I'm worried about what anybody's thinking, I'm thinking the thing that I'm worried they're thinking.
Well, and it's like Katie's example of the lemon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, eat a lemon
Mm-hmm.
right now, and you can even salivate. And where's the lemon?
Yeah.
And if the lemon is an image and can have a reaction, when you believe, you can also have the image of these people and say, it's just, thank you. And it's that second, right? When, like you say, it's just you in the room, so they come shh. And the response, the ability to respond to the shh in that moment is all so subtle. It's like either you grab it and then go into the drama, or you just notice.
And it feels more relaxing in general, because I'm often thinking I want to find the right thing to say to her, the right piece of advice, or the, not even advice always, but just, that comment. Oh, I put this ideal mom up in my mind. Like Lisa or Candace would be examples of, they said this. Like, oh, I can never think of the right thing to say. Just that thing, not even advice, just, you know, you say this thing. You know, oh, my mom always said this, whatever it is. That mom that is quotable, that mom that said the right thing at the right time for you so that you didn't do the wrong thing, or that whatever it is. So by just listening, then there's a lot less pressure to come up with the thing. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
So without that, with me just feeling good that Julie's who she is, and I'm there for her in the best way that I can, and I know that, so then I can just listen to them and feel happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, wow, that's beautiful. No, that's so good you had that conversation with her. Well, good for you guys. Like that. I just feel love.
Mm-hmm. It's just a story.
And I feel like a good friend, too. Like in the sense that I can be present and listen rather than...
enjoy them.
And enjoy them, yeah. And therefore I feel more connected.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly to myself, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels stable and solid
Mm-hmm.
within myself. It's like the rug was being pulled out for me constantly, like I had nothing to stand on. I was going deeper and deeper and further away.
Mm. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie.